rock the mock shirt tonight in honor of a real, a brave dude, man. I was really into what Mox was doing of late.
Yeah, you
Uh,
were.
Digging him, leaning into those heel vibes. And it's a testimony, man. We talked about it with Brian Cage,
Yep.
the importance of really looking at mental health
Yep.
and being in tune to what your friends are going through. You can never judge a book by its cover. I mean, this is a guy for so many of us on the outside looking in, a guy who's living his dream, a guy who literally bled, sacrificed everything to get to this point in his life.
Yeah.
Really on top of the world. I was telling my wife before the show, I mean, this is a guy who looked like he could have won this world title tournament. I mean, he
Sure.
was clearly a favorite, and was destroying people left and right in the tournament.
That's an
fresh
understatement.
fresh off of interviewing 10, we got to see him just get bloodied and left beaten in the ring.
Yeah.
Moxley was on fire, man, and
Yeah.
had a book that just came out, which, I mean, everything that I've heard has been phenomenal about that. Want to check that out.
For sure.
But for that all to be on the surface, a new baby on the way, it's just a testimony, man. I mean, like, life is tough, and
It is.
I think we need to be, if anything, I hope that we're gaining an appreciation for that struggle. It's not always easy for people to get up and just face the day, and just keep pushing forward. And I got a lot of respect for Moxley to kind of take a step back and realize, I look at it in my own life, man. I got a baby coming in January, and it really makes you stop and think about, like, what kind of example do I want to live, and
Sure.
what kind of, what kind of example do I want to give to that child? And I think Moxley, not to speak for the man, but
Right.
if he found himself in a position where he was coping with some of the stresses of life, or just leaning on alcohol to help him get through some of those
Right.
thoughts, or those struggles that he was going through, for him to realize he doesn't want that to be the standard for him and his family. I got to give him a lot of respect for that. I think that was one of the more touching moments of tonight's show. CM
Sure.
Punk's promo we'll get into that. But CM Punk's promo was very on point, very poignant. And I thought very mature how AEW responded to that situation. So,
No, you're saying what everyone is thinking and feeling for sure. And, this is, to me, one of the situations where social media is good because, Tony Khan was able to address it without any kind of backlash, but you saw the overwhelming support of a lot of our people that we like to follow in the IWC. And it seemed, pretty unanimous of the support. And in someone that, typically isn't known to be deep or emotional, or kind of talking Jon Moxley, the lunatic fringe at one point, the wild thing.
yeah.
Like, yeah, he's living that life, and at the same time, like, you wouldn't expect someone to it takes a brave person to admit something and then follow through with something as strong as that. So clearly, that's a heavy moment, and I loved how this all got brought to light by someone who's a straight edge and someone who has gone through their own struggles in their own sense, CM Punk. And CM Punk, having the crowd chant Moxley and not chant CM Punk, and he was,
Classy.
yeah, very, very classy for sure, and giving props to Moxley for doing that, and man to man addressing it, and man to man, having his back, and they've haven't seen eye to eye at certain times, but also looking straight into the camera and addressing the AEW universe. If anyone can get through to people, essentially, CM Punk's passion and delivery is one to do that. And so loved his promo. It was important to have that, and we wish the best for Mox. And when he comes back, not to to shift kind of a little lighter. But when he comes back,
Yeah.
he's not going to be leaning into any heel. The fans are just going to be eating him up out
Yeah,
of
no, I
the cereal
almost
bowl.
had Moxley. I almost had him.
You almost had him to
I
team heel,
almost had him on my
and I
squad.
completely agree with you.
Oh
Like, it would have been
god.
a lot of fun at Full Gear to have him essentially lean into that heel versus Bryan Danielson and all that. But now, however long it takes, Mox to figure out his top priorities, his family and his life and his well-being. When he comes back, we're just going to have that rejuvenated babyface Mox, and the crowd is going to be so over for him, and that'll be great, because he works so well both ways.